Greetings. I am so excited to be here with you your today with Sabrina, the incredible, to do a meditation, to use our oils, and to rebirth. I think that it's actually my favorite subject is rebirth. It's the spring is my favorite season. It's new life. It's like, and you just mentioned, that I was like, well, we've already talked about surrendering. We already talked about let go. Sabrina, and you said, "Oh, well, surrender is part of the rebirth." So let's just talk about that. I mean, introduce yourself, and also, I want to know how I can just be in the continuous surrender, so I can continuously be reborn.
Beautiful. Hope I can explain that in a few short minutes. So I'm Sabrina Rising, and I'm an intuitive guide, and I've been facilitating transformational processes, inner work, inner peace for almost 13 years now. And, I love the topic that we're addressing today, rebirth of self, because, it really is the most important work that we can do, is to honor, our authentic nature, our inherent impulses, what brings us joy, and tuning into, our essential nature ourselves, gives us an opportunity to be reborn in any moment. When we talk about, having a direct experience of self or self-realization, what we're really saying is overcoming fear, right? Overcoming fear, overcoming limitations, overcoming constraints. Those constraints can be beliefs, they can be physical challenges, they can be emotional challenges, wherever you are in your life. Maybe you're not feeling well physically, you're feeling sick, or you're in a tough relationship, or you're at a crossroads in your life, or you're changing, you're, embarking on a big change, or making a big move. All of those situations can represent constraints and can trigger fear. And that fear keeps us, I talk about this all the time. It really keeps us in that place of limited experience or limited possibility. And so when we overcome fear, through surrender, as we were discussing, and through, self-awareness, and using some specific tools that we're going to talk about today, like the oils and some affirmations and, a meditation, we're able to center ourselves and move into a place of source consciousness. And when we tune into source consciousness, we can have a direct experience of self. And it feels like we're reborn, when really what we're doing is awakening to, the awareness that's been inside us all along, right? And so as humans, it's easy to fall back into, fear-based constructs or fear-based ways of operating. But through some of the tools that we're going to choose today, and the practices and the oils, we can, create a sustainable way to feel like we are being reborn, to feel that direct experience of self on a moment-to-moment basis, throughout the course of our lives.
I love it. I'm present to the journey that we all have, me included, that likes to talk about transformation, but to really surrender and to relax enough where that can take place is the thing that we're always stepping out of. My yoga teacher comes over, you come over, and it's like, yeah, let's talk about our sweater. Let's talk about the weather. Like, to do the actual practice and to drop in is where that shift happens. On that note, I want to invite everyone, if you have your oils with you, and I know some of you don't, to pick up an oil. I'm going to pick up lavender. It's probably the most commonly found and used oil. Has 187 adaptogens. I'll let in Jonathan, Stephanie. So you'll take your lavender, which, these plants really do have vibration. It's like, ooh, what are these oils? What's happening? Well, when we have pure food grade oils, which we're working with, and by the way, we have a cleanse starting May 2nd, 3rd. You can join for free with incredible leaders and activists like Sabrina, like myself, like Brigitte Mars, where we're going to really go deeper this time into our rebirth. We all need to keep checking in with ourselves and with each other. I noticed that we need each other. It's like to have that accountability and to have that teamwork and the commitment you mentioned today in your post, commitment to a rebirth, commitment to change is where it all takes place. So with your kids, like, they don't work if you don't have them, you don't have the tools, just like the practices don't work if we don't do them. We're all so let's start with having, if you have an oil, take a couple of drops of your lavender or whatever you have, rub it together, and inhale. And even if you're just visualizing the oil that you have, inhale and visualize yourself in a garden. I'm going to visualize a field of lavender and a frequency of calm and clarity and peace. A soothing balm that the breath is from the inside out as it brings these antiviral, bacterial, and microbial microbes into my system, passing the blood-brain barrier. I just going to do that. And I know I'm not going to get too stuck on this because I know we're, not everyone has this, but if you have any frankincense, I'm going to invite
That's what I'm wearing.
Oh, good. Maybe just kind of clear, just to anything that does not, that distracts from us dropping into this moment. So just I like to clear the head. And actually, Stephanie just taught me this recently. Some people will take a drop of frankincense, if it's food grade, and put it on the roof of the mouth for a moment. And what does this do, Stephanie? Okay. Well, I just wanted to.
Oh, sorry, I was on mute. It grounds us. And frankincense is really good for your immune system, for cellular regeneration. So it's also going down into your bloodstream in your body.
That's why it's in all the skincare, doTERRA skincare. It's one of the main ingredients.
Yeah, it reharmonizes. It brings all of our cells into synthesis. Before moving on, and I was just touching upon the outline, Stephanie, I want to make sure we cover, can you announce the cleanse, any more specific details we need to share about that before we go in?
Yeah, so I just shared a link so you can learn more about the cleanse. It starts May 2nd to May 23rd. We have an amazing lineup of guest speakers, which we'll be announcing those very shortly. And when you buy a Healthy Start Kit, you get to join us with the cleanse for free. And if anybody has any questions, I'll leave my email in the comments as well.
I love it. So before going into this meditation, and I just want to thank you, Stephanie. Thank you for everything that you do. Thank you, everyone who's here. I wanted to, I wanted to give you my testimonial. I worked with Sabrina personally over a period of time. We noticed the same vibrational glitches in every relationships in our life, reoccurring themes, and to go to the root of that and to talk about it and to get more honest with the fear that is living in our, cells since the time we were fetal, and then reprogramming that with affirmation is kind of, I think, my best way I could explain my experience of it. And Sabrina's solid, grounded, amazing. I'm so excited to do this meditation with her. That's my testimonial. So she does private work, and I'm so glad that we're all using the oils together. I want to also share one other oil, just so that is nice. I feel like really calm from the lavender and frankincense. I don't know about you. So I'm going to do one thing to make me alert because I don't want to fall asleep. I want to stay focused. So if you have peppermint or On Guard, I'm going to take either. It's nice to take a drop of On Guard because it's very alert, although I don't. Oh yeah, here it is. And then peppermint maybe on the back of your neck, because when we're meditating, we want to relax, but we also want to be like a staff, like very sturdy. So I'm going to take one drop of this. Just so I'm awake, alive, vibrant, passionate. It's amazing. A little bit goes a long way. And then peppermint is very cooling and focusing. So you might, I don't actually always share lavender when I'm teaching a class unless I want everyone to be like, so anyway, balance that out. So here we are. I'm ready to go. Anything else we need to know about or talk about before we do our meditation, or what else?
Well, maybe we can talk a little bit about, what rebirth means for each of us, right? Yeah. And so you don't necessarily have to align with a specific theme. I want to keep the meditation as general as possible. I would love for it to meet you where you are. Maybe the rebirth in this moment is, a change that you want to make or something that you want to commit to. It could be, a dietary change. It can be a physical change. It can be an emotional one, or maybe it's just an overall commitment to operate from love, to choose love as the most, as the best course of action in all of, in everything that we do. And so just, before we meditate, just to really kind of tune in and think about, what it is that we're bringing to the meditation, so we can set a solid intention together as a group, what this rebirth looks like. Rebirth involves, the willingness to completely surrender our way of doing things, our way of operating, our way of thinking, what we believe about ourselves, and to trust that in that surrender, in the willingness to experience something new and something different, as we meditate, what will be revealed to us is whatever is most appropriate, whatever serves our highest and best good, whatever will allow us to move into that next phase of evolution that aligns with our commitment for rebirth, right? So whatever it is you want to be born again into, whether it's a, relationship or relationship with yourself, or, some personal goal that you have, just take a minute to think about that. And as we, drop into a meditation here in a few minutes, I'm happy to sort of facilitate that experience for everyone. So we can each have our own unique experience of rebirth.
Oh, that's exciting. And if you're shy or something, feel free to chat it in. Maybe something you're willing to, something you're going to surrender. That goes into theme. Sometimes you want to be born to. I'm courageous. Courageous as Carrie Watts comes in. Just let's see. Like I've noticed myself. It's interesting that this big planetary alignment is just taking place. For those of you that missed that, I didn't record that this planetary alignment that was in position when Christ was born 2020 years ago, etc. That was in place for a few months, just happened. So I don't know if everyone's been feeling like all the stuff that is not in alignment with who we are, and then needing to shift. And I as just even stepping forward with this topic of rebirth, and what a powerful subject that is. And I'm glad you're here to guide us through this. But I've noticed like, kind of, like I want to snooze a little bit more. I didn't really necessarily want to be with people today because I've actually been cleaning 3 houses over the last 3 weeks, dealing with some old things that needed to be completed. And so on that topic, I've just noticed that. So for me, I want to let go of, this would be really huge, but just the lack of really knowing my value and being able to do what I do, like organize or clean or stand for people's health, like little things that sometimes when you're good at that, you take that for granted. Like my daughter was living in a lot of toxic paints where she lived, and I wasn't aware that that was happening, because we can disassociate. You move on with your life. Let's focus on the positive. But me facing something that I had disassociated with and seeing something that needed to be fixed, I needed to step in to integrate my value of a skill that I have for health, for cleanliness, for transformation, and dig in and sort of like, and I've been doing this, and I just completed it with our back garage because I had to complete all this stuff. And so that was this heaviness that I've been holding. And my rebirth is to, like, I literally feel like I could write a book, like what happened in my life when I finally cleaned out my garage. Like every single time I'm like, oh, it's out there. The transformation is out there. Every time I look at what's going on in the garage, I look at what's going on in my consciousness. I look at my daughter.
Very good.
It's connected with me. It's the traumas that I can't quite deal with at the time, or
there.
So you move forward and out of the real work. And when you actually are just like, okay, breathe, clear the way, one thing at a time. Does this meet what I want to be reborn into? So if our intention was to be reborn into clarity, safety, health, value, feeling of support, creativity, if those things were not meeting that, we had to, shift that. So as I shift into that and I open my eyes to the truth of like some things that needed to be handled and are still being handled, I guess I'm pulling up my things, and I'm ready to reborn into this new chapter of worthiness, and to know and value. So that's my piece.
Beautiful. I think what you said, what I love about what you shared, Rainbow, is that when you set an intention for something very specific, like clarity or, worthiness or, receiving, whatever it is that you're willing to be reborn into, when you hold a vibration for that, we automatically are calling in the inspiration or the right action or the right, method to have that be in tangible evidence, so you had the inspiration to clean out your garage, right? Because you're calling in for clarity and you're calling in for space, to expand, right? And so, whatever the intention is when we hold the vibration for that, and we will, in this meditation, I will be guiding you the right next step, or whatever it is you need to do. If for some of you that are thinking like, well, should I be cleaning out my garage too? Yes, because we tend to gather or clutter that which we aren't sort of avoiding, as you shared, Rainbow. So if whatever you're thinking might, if you're wondering what the next right action might be for you, just setting the intention and meditating on the intention, the revelation will come. Whatever your next right step is, whether it's to clean, make a phone call, or clean out something, or, make it whatever the change is required in order to get you to that next level.
Yes. And just like birth, like we're both moms, like, there's the labor before the birth actually happens, and we're being born as women. Like none of us have done it before as mothers. And then there's a new child, and there's challenges. It's not like this, if it's good, it's going to be, snowflakes and rainbows only. It's like this, every color of the rainbow. There's pain involved. There's looking at the stuff, looking at how, our own birth stories. But the realization, which is really exciting, and this is where the meditation comes in, is that if we know that everything that's happening is created by a frequency that we're being, or something that we inherited from the womb, then that's great news, because that's where we can change it through this work. Have our intention and keep it's the eternal spring, where there's really this constant, like we're new people today than we were last year today by far, and taking each opportunity, each challenge, and choosing to identify with that which our intention is, instead of the part that we don't, we tend to identify when we're really suffering. We know that we're identified with the part that is
with the pain,
with what we want. Yeah, and we all do it. So
that's why the intention is so helpful, because it's that anchor, it's the rudder that we need to sort of latch onto. That's the identification that will help lift us out of that which is not serving us, right? So the intention will actually create the momentum, will bring in the tools, will bring in the awareness and the inspiration to move forward in the direction that's actually helpful, right? So everyone are we ready to meditate? Shall we meditate, or should we talk somewhere?
Well, someone just popped in. No, finish saying what you're saying. Don't stop.
Yeah, no, I just want to say, if everyone has their intention, or with an idea of what they want to be sort of reborn into, whatever it is, whether it's more clarity, whether it's health or abundance, or, joy, freedom, peace. Mine is always peace. I always want that more direct experience of inner peace. And to have that be a sustainable experience, on a daily basis, regardless of what's happening around me. And if that feels good to you, you're welcome to borrow it. So let's just choose something that we want to be reborn into as an intention for this meditation.
And last time, I want to invite you to write it, just to put it out there. It's really powerful when you put those in words, in case you're not clear.
Absolutely.
If you have any questions, welcome Margot. Anyone putting that out there in that group. I feel like when two or more gather, when we come together for an intention. I mean, It's one thing doing it on our own, even if it's 2 or 3 or 10 or more. We're coming in here. We've got 11 right now. What is our intention? Do we have a group intention? So we can all take the one piece, but if there's anything you want to throw into the pot, go ahead and chat or unmute yourself. And so I love that it was just 12:22 a minute ago, and so it's a 21-minute meditation. But I love, acknowledging. I feel like part of the rebirth is acknowledging the signs, the serendipitous moments. I like that too. Oh, that's what I'm going through too. So when we give is how we receive. So please.
I also like, because we're a collective today, perhaps something I can mention in the collective as well is, I think everyone that's on this call is obviously cares about making a difference. Whether it's in your own life or in the life of your immediate family, your friends, or in your community, everyone that's here is sort of like, interested in, transformation and rebirth. Obviously, you're interested in the topic that you signed up for today, and, making the world a better place, at whatever level that is accessible to you. And so, I think together, if we're focusing on, transcending fear and moving into source consciousness and developing our intention and being reborn, as we focus in on that for ourselves, we're doing it for all beings everywhere.
Yes. That's a good note. That's a good note to do it. I think let's go. Let's drop in. I'm ready.
All right, beautiful. So 21 minutes, correct?
Yes.
All right, here we go. Everybody close your eyes. Take some deep diaphragmatic breaths. So as you breathe in, expand the belly out. And as you exhale, you can let the belly drop naturally. So breathing in and out, letting the belly rise and fall. Just being conscious that as we breathe, the breath itself is our bridge to source consciousness. It is the one thing we do effortlessly without thinking. And it is the one thing that is necessary to animate these physical vessels, to bring life to our bodies so that we can move around in this human experience. So take a moment as you're breathing, just simply to honor the breath for its tremendous power, its infinite value, and its ability to ground and connect us in total presence in the present moment, allowing for a deeper and deeper experience of surrender, of peace, and ultimately rebirth. Feel yourself going deeper and deeper in your body, relaxing, scanning any area of the body where there might be a little bit of tension. Just bring the breath to that area. And know that as you relax, you will also become more willing to receive. We let go of tension, we make room for love, for joy, for inspiration, for any messages that may come through in this guided meditation. Know that you're fully supported and loved. Good. So as we are breathing, take a moment to scan your life. It can be something that you've been dealing with recently or a recurring theme from the past. Perhaps it's a pattern that you wish to break, or some area of your life that involves deep uncertainty about the future outcome of things. Notice that when we are in fear, we are always either living in the past or in the future. Most productive way to overcome fear is to be willing to live in the present moment, in the now. In the now is the birth of self. That's where it exists. And this is where we can make direct contact with it. So whatever area of your life you've been struggling with, choose one need you might have that we can set our intention for. Perhaps it's clarity, worthiness, commitment, love. Trust yourself that the first word that comes to mind is the correct one. And you can repeat after me or silently to yourself. I am becoming more and more clear. I am worthy of anything my heart desires. I am always safe and provided for. I am in perfect health. I am willing to receive abundance in all areas of my life. I am becoming at peace with myself. So perhaps it's one of these affirmations, intentions, or all of them. You can pick one. Just practice being with the statement. The intention is like the scent of the oil. You know, it has a frequency. And then when we align with that frequency, it opens up every cell in our bodies to receive the energy of this frequency, the fullness of it. And as we are receiving the fullness of it now in this meditation, breathing and practicing the intention and smelling the oil, we are opening up our hearts and calling into tangible evidence that which we hold dear. So visualize now as you repeat your intention, what it looks like to be clear, to have love. What does it mean to you to have abundance? To have a direct experience of self? What would it mean to have peace in every area? And to enjoy perfect, vibrant health? To have freedom to move around in whichever way brings you the most joy. And as you continue to expand with the breathing and in this visualization, inviting in the limitless possibilities. Feel yourself become more and more willing to receive whatever guidance, whatever direct message, whatever inspiration that will help you take the next right step in your life. Good. If you have any emotions coming up around certain areas that you're focusing on, any grief or fear or sense of loss or disappointment, as you're visualizing, just make a note of really generating unconditional love and compassion for yourself. To be reborn in the moment means to be willing to experience the full range of whatever is present, until all that is left is joy, through unconditional love and self-empathy, we can gently settle into the present moment and let go of our attachments to the past or any attachments to the future. And ground ourselves into the present moment. I am willing to be reborn. Into a whole, perfect, and complete experience of myself right now. Good. Feel yourself become more and more grounded in this new reality, in the perfection in this present moment. Start to observe if there are any elements that have become clear you need to let go of, to do away with, to move beyond. And simply acknowledge the value of these aspects in your life, the purpose that they have served. Sometimes the things that cause us the most grief and the most pain are the catalyst for the biggest opportunity for growth and expansion. And so we honor these things that we're choosing to let go of today. And we become willing to replace them with new beliefs, new patterns, new intentions, and new ways of operating that are more in alignment with the version of ourselves that we are creating, that we are calling in this meditation. So whatever it is that you're focusing on, simply be in the energy of it happening, unfolding organically now in the present moment. Feel yourself expanding in the emotions of joy and love and peace and serenity. Without necessarily attaching to a specific outcome. It is in practicing the energy of our emotions, the expansion of this vibration, that everything that our heart desires, everything that is actually evidence of our greatest joy will come to us naturally and effortlessly. And we align our beliefs with our conscious desires and intentions. We start to move into a state of flow. We start to experience the presence of what we have been longing for. I am love. I am patience. I am health. I am kindness. I am courage. I am evolving. I am the source of all life that moves through me, for me, and for all beings everywhere. And in this awareness, we can all be reborn in this moment. To the infinite power, life, and consciousness that we all are. Can be helpful to start to visualize some brilliant white light and see this white light gathering around you as you inhale deeply into your belly in complete surrender and alert to whatever your intention is, holding that vibration, feeling it expand, knowing that this light and the energy of where you're at in your meditation is awakening each cell, restoring them back to their natural state of wellness, calling in the tangible evidence of whatever it is that you're manifesting, whatever it is that you're longing for. We spend the last few moments of our meditation in bliss and in gratitude for this inner clearing and transformation. For our intention that we've set today. And the trajectory that we've put ourselves on by being willing to be reborn. Trust that whatever has shifted for you today has served a greater purpose to help you feel more aligned with your values and fulfilled within yourself. You can put your hand on your heart. Just breathe in the gratitude of the energy of the group in this moment and all that you've given yourself in this meditation. Those of you that have meditated with me before, you know that I like to Om 3 times at the end of a meditation. And the sound of Om is the sound of creation itself, of life itself, and it's so perfect for our theme of rebirth, to bring in the Om as a group, to align with the vibration of this sound and allow it to reconfigure our cells, our hearts, and solidify everything we've practiced today. So I invite you to Take a deep diaphragmatic breath and join in on the Om. There will be 3 of them. Om. Oh. Oh. Good. Start to bring your awareness back to your body. Gently start to settle back into the physical presence of the moment. You can wiggle your fingers and toes, and when you're ready, you can open your eyes.
Wow.
Good. How's everybody feeling?
I feel great. That was so needed.
Good. I'm so glad.
It helped a lot. I gotta say, if you guys want to up that level, like, just it's interesting how we sometimes, they only work if we actually use them. I'm gonna put some lemon on the soles of my feet just to like wake myself up a little bit. But it was a really, really good meditation. I don't know if it's you. I'll just say
it's the collective. It's us. It's everybody's intention. It's the it's the oils. It's the energy. It's the willingness to move into this beautiful intention of being reborn, and to let go of anything that doesn't serve us. And I think when we do that together as a group, and wanting to call in a state of love in source consciousness, is very powerful.
That alignment, that planetary alignment. I want to make sure that I bring it back around again and invite everyone to do the cleanse that is coming up with us starting May 2nd. And it's not about food. Food is a premise that I have to say is important. There's sometimes where I'm like, it's not about the food, but one bag of chips too many, even if it's healthy chips, and you start to get a little bit off your, you start to not feel it affects the way we think. It affects the way that we sleep. So everything else, our emotional, mental, body. So you said commitment and showing up and alignment and what happens together. So showing up for that intention of a change. The good news is it's not the practices actually work. The foods that we invite you to remember to do, and the tonics and the oils, they really do work. And so that's why it's such a good deal to just get a kit, because then as long as you're an active member, you can really keep joining our programs and go to any depth of knowledge that you feel inspired to do. And I think a little bit, I just want to say, because I was raised with natural medicine and different things, I think it's easy to take it for granted and just go, oh yeah, I know that, I'm doing okay. But there's always another step that we can embark upon, and that's always happens with each other. We need guides. It's just not the same if you're out in la la land in the universe, as opposed to oh my God, just the reflection. It gives us in yoga we call it, it's a soundboard. It's a tool for observation. By just getting on your mat and meditating and going, oh, my mind is anxious today. Maybe I shouldn't have drinking all that alcohol, or maybe I shouldn't have. Maybe it was the fighting or other things that were not peaceful leading up to that. So we look at that, but then together we're here to support each other and say, you know what? Yes, we might be addicted to that thing that we know is not serving us, but together let's keep choosing better and better habits. It doesn't need to be extreme. Let's just be honest and keep making better and better choices that move us into our intention. And
Beautiful.
as far as a quick pill goes, like we're all looking for, like, I don't want to do the work. I just want the quick fix, the quick pill. It's the fastest. 3 weeks is not a long time to actually have a literal life change. Our testimonials are there where someone's like, I changed my hair color, I bought new clothes, I did all the fad diets. But there's something about with the intentions that you said, the group, using the food, using the energy, using the life, using the colors, using, getting on your mat every day and practicing something, whether it's meditation or some type of exercise, doing an environmental thing we could be doing, how to be of service. Just, it's a lot of things that we can get lazy about. So I want to invite us all to be there together, to bring a friend, and to, when I kind of went between, should I share more yoga or share this program? I know a lot of people have programs now, and it's like what one to do, and do something. It doesn't matter what you do, but I like ours because we just keep upgrading it. We want to keep making it body, mind, spirit, completely alignment, so that you'll get something out of it wherever you are, and to be the synthesis, just like frankincense synthesizes, or these oils synthesize, and by using them regularly, frequently, every 20 minutes, really using the supplements, we're getting a daily dosage of Mother Nature. Because we can't go in front of the computer. Even as a yoga teacher, I could touch your shoulder. It's not the same as that the light energy, and I mentioned that word frequency, but I'll use it last time, just the codes that exist in nature. If we can surrender to her with our intention, get out of the way, and rebirth to the way. My quote of this year has been, let's get out of the way for the way. Let's get out of the way for the way. I have to say something really inspiring, because I mentioned, just to show you the experience of some of the changes that I went through my life, cleaning the garages and looking at the hard stuff, that currently right now, I know it's like, what's positive in the world? Well, something really exciting is happening in my neighborhood. There's the biggest organic farm, sort of garden at Will Rogers Elementary School happening. They're doing a yoga and Zen garden. It's 6 minutes to my right, and all the neighbors sort of around here are volunteering, and we all have herbs growing in our garden. And it just kind of goes to show, with that intention, how community can come together and literally change your reality. So, some people might be looking at, I don't know, a tax book, and then other people might be looking at growing a tomato, or picking kale out of the garden, or putting soil in the ground and breathing in fresh air. That there's always something we could be doing to click into the solution. And I'm just kind of blown away at what's happening in this neighborhood right now. And it's something that we all can connect to or contribute. So in the rebirth, and the new life, and the new seeds, and the new fruits and vegetables and flowers, what are we creating? What seeds are we planting? What are we growing? What are we watering? And what are we doing inside of our house, and then our garden, and then our neighborhood? And ultimately, I'm only one person, I can't change the world, says 7 billion people. Like, this is how we change the world. So anyway, that's my final senses. What do you want to say finally? And please, guys, anyone else, before we cut you off, will be in at 1 at the latest. So just feel free to chat, to unmute yourself, to ask any final questions. Sabrina, what do you have to share?
Yeah, no, I love what you shared. And I think it's, when you're on track with something, like when you have a focus and that you have a strong desire for whatever it is that you created today in your intention, I think, you will start to see, opportunities to cultivate that intention, whether it's opportunities to get involved in your community, or to, get healthier. Hopefully you're using the cleanse and the oils and the meditation and all these different tools that we're offering to help support the manifestation of your intention, and then just trust that, things as needed will be revealed, because they always are. That's just how the universe works. When we sort of set our mind and our hearts to something, and we put our attention there, energy flows where attention goes, right? So we want to put our attention on that which is most positive for us, that which brings us the most joy. And hopefully this meditation and the tools that we're offering are good practices to help stay in alignment, with those intentions.
I love it. I'm trying to think of a good way to get people to share some things, because everyone's so quiet. Is it going to be a giveaway? What should we give away? So we have, I think, a few extra bottles of the intro kits, which is the lemon, lavender, and peppermint. So let's give a couple of those away, sharing the benefits of meditation and what your intention is for your rebirth. How meditation can be used for that. Who wants to go first? Intro kit.
Everyone is shy. You're also welcome to email questions or send in any requests or anything like that after the meditation.
Or just in the bathtubs, naked. You never know. People do all kinds of things, especially during the day. We're juggling. So I just want to reiterate, because there's, we are in this global pandemic, and I was just studying viruses yesterday, and it's kind of like even a common cold can be deadly if we're not healthy. And so, Mom, I think you want to share. No, you're not. You're so muted.
I have so many oils. I'm going to let others have the pleasure, but I've been meditating, probably not as much as I should, but since I was 15, and I think it makes you more intuitive and helps more synchronicity to happen in your life.
Absolutely.
But I don't need a prize because, we have so many prizes. Thank you. Blessings.
Well, so having these, most importantly, someone else wants to share, having these to keep our immunity strong, like that's what we love, the lifelong vitality nutrients. I know Stephanie's recommending a kit with one of the 10 oils, but my favorite is the Healthy Habits, because of the supplements. That has kept me from getting a cold for 5 years, I gotta say. So that with these oils, whenever you feel like you're exposed to something, cleaning your hands, using it in your mask, keep ourselves strong. Viruses don't have as much effect, and unlike antibiotics, these are antiviral because they permeate the cell wall. They're called terpenes. And okay, go ahead, Carrie.
Hi. I had to laugh because I was in the bath. And when you said that, I just burst out laughing. I've had a headache all day, and I've been using the peppermint oil on my temples and above my forehead and on the back of my neck. And I felt some relief from doing that. And wonderful. I find like headaches are hard because I don't really know what to do when I get a headache. And so besides just like avoid a computer screen and drink water. So I was happy that I had the peppermint oil today, and I tried to take a drop of lavender internally to see if that, and it seems like it feels better now than it did this morning, at least.
Good.
So that's good. And my intention thank you for the meditation today. That was really great. Good. I felt like I needed that. I felt like it was great. I could feel myself slowing down and coming more into my body. And I like my intention was like to integrate into wholeness more, to integrate parts of myself that I find are imperfect. So that was my intention, and I appreciated the affirmations.
Good.
So thank you.
Yeah. Wonderful. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you, Carrie. Such good affirmations, Sabrina. And
it's impossible to say affirmations and not feel good afterwards. It's impossible.
I know. So, and to be able to be in a consistent practice of that, because we need to just keep practicing and show up and start with that commitment. So thank you, Carrie, for sharing. I also want to just mention lemon for the liver, and doing our upcoming cleanse. I think that the headaches often are about liver stagnancy. So there's a lot we can do with just, and liver is about decision making. So like making a decision, committing, going forward, and then getting out of this self-sabotage. Oh, I want to be healthy, but I'll just eat a donut. I don't know. We all do it. So here we are. And what the beautiful thing is, like, when we surrender that thing that's making us sick, everything is possible. So our intentions are right here for us. And look how much we got with just this beautiful meditation. What would happen if we step into more? So I embrace all of that for us. To the rebirth of our value and worth. Anything else?
Thank you so much, everyone, for being with us today. And I'm so honored to be invited to collaborate with you, Rainbow. As always, I always love our time together and honored to participate in your community.
Us too. Thank you so much for you. Thank you for all that you do. I don't have, Stephanie, the recording button. It disappeared. So I'm going to have you press stop on that. Thank you all so much for coming, and we invite you to continue to collaborate with us and experience and the journey that continues to expand and have us be reborn every single day.
Blessings to everyone.
The rest of
Bye.
your day.